Hi and welcome back to the organizing tip of the day. It's not organizing though today. I just keep saying that, it's so annoying, eh? Today we're doing apples because yesterday I took my kids apple picking, which they totally loved. And we just filled up bags with apples and now I have tons of apples and it's like, what do you do with all the apples? But I gotta say, this is my favorite time of year because there is a lot of cool things you can do with apples and it'll make your house smell amazing and you'll feel like all domesticated. And yeah, the daycare lady comes over and she's like, oh, your house smells so good. I'm like, yeah, I just baked an apple pie. And she's like, gives me that look like, I hate you, bitch. You have 4 kids and you just made an apple pie. And I'm like, yeah, right, I did. But I didn't really because I just made apple crumble, which isn't really apple pie. So I'm going to show you really quickly some cool, quick things you can do so you'll feel like domesticated and your kids will have memories of growing up in a home that smelled like applesauce and fresh baked apple pie, and you only have to spend like 15 minutes doing it. So here we go. Ready? Okay. So here's all my apples. Here's all my apples. And what I do is I just peel them and then I use this handy dandy thing to quickly core them out. The core pops out like this. See that? Boop. The core pops out. Then I throw them in my slow cooker. I add like a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon, some lemon juice, a little tiny bit of lemon juice, like a little bit of lemon juice. White sugar, brown sugar, whatever. It doesn't matter. Don't measure. Just like add it, but easy on the cinnamon and sugar. You can add more of that later, right? And then I let it cook like all day on low, and then I just mash it with the masher. I like chunky, chunky applesauce. So that's how you make applesauce. And now that you've made the applesauce, you can can it. So you put it in jars and then you like put it in a big pot of boiling water so they water bath them and the tops pop down. Or you can just have it as applesauce. Send it to your kids for school. Make applesauce cookies. Make applesauce brownies. They're so easy and they're healthier for your kids than using sugar, using the applesauce instead. Or put it on pork. Oh my god, the uses for applesauce is endless and your house will smell amazing even if you just chuck it in the garbage after. It's like potpourri. You probably don't want to do that because it will taste good, but it's a great thing to do after you've gone apple picking and you have all these freaking apples to make some applesauce. Also, a quick thing is if you don't have, you can use applesauce. So I'm going to show you. Just here we go. See these little wraps? So you want to fry it in a pan with a little bit of cooking spray, non-fat cooking spray, or you can use butter if you just don't care and you're like me. So you want to fry it for just a second on one side, whoo, just a second on the other side, and then I want you to run it through a plate with cinnamon sugar on it so it's all cinnamon sugary. Then you can put some applesauce in the middle, roll that sucker up, put it back in the frying pan for just a few seconds. It'll be crispy and delicious and it'll be filled with chunky applesauce. Cut it in half, you can put a dab of whipped cream on top and your kids are like, oh, mom just made cool apple pie snack, and it takes you like literally no time. If you don't have applesauce ready, it's also a great snack, especially if you're on a diet. You can cut up an apple and put it in the microwave for 2 minutes, add a little bit of Splenda or twin brown sugar, and then do this with these low-fat wraps, and you have a super great dessert for like 100 calories. And it's super quick. And yes, the apples do go down in the microwave. So, yeah, you can like cook them down so they're soft, throw them in there, throw them in the frying pan, fold it over in half with some cinnamon sugar. Delicious. Great snack. Okay, another cool thing you could do with apples, again with this, I just had this emailed to me. So, you know when you send kids with apple slices to school, they always get kind of brown. So what you want to do is use this to just make a little thing. It's all together like a flower. Wrap it back up, wrap it in cellophane, put it in your kids' lunch. When they get there, they can open up the plastic wrap. Ta-da! You've got an apple. They can just rip the pieces off so easily. The core is already there. And no browning, no using lemon juice. Super cool tip. Now, for apple crumble. When you're slicing up your apples, you want to just lay them in the bottom of a glass dish. Then you want to take a bowl and add like a cup of flour, equal parts flour and sugar. So a cup of flour, a cup of sugar. I use brown sugar. You can use white sugar though. And then some butter, like a big heaping tablespoon, and mix it all together with a fork till it gets crumbly. You might need to add a little bit more butter. It doesn't matter. You cannot screw it up. Sprinkle a little cinnamon on top of the apples. Crumble that crumble mixture on top. Bake it for 45 minutes in the oven at 350. And you've got apple crumble. And your family will think you're a rock star. And company will come over, you're like, yeah, I baked dessert, no problem. And you're totally like busy, but it only takes like literally 5 minutes to make it. And it tastes delicious, especially with vanilla ice cream. And you'll be a superstar mom without having to do any work. Okay, I think that's all the apple tips.